cartridge to cut out this cute little owl, and I cut the owl at 2 3/4, and so I cut the owl out, and then you press shift and cut this out, and then you press the layer button and then the shift, and you cut the eyes out. So here's the 4 steps to this this little critter here. And what I'm making this for, what I originally made it for, was 2 things. Momo on her blog is having, she was a guest designer for someone, and they're looking, you can make a card for a challenge and it needs to be some type of critter, so this worked perfectly. So I'm entering Momo's. And then Emma's with Peachy Kean, but you know what, I don't know if this will work. This does match the colors that they said, but I don't know if this is going to work for Peachy Kean because I didn't use a Peachy Kean stamp. So I'll have to read the fine print on there and see. Maybe I can at least enter the color portion. So I've also cut out this. This is part of the sketch that was drawn. And so they had this in the center of it, which I think was really cute. And this is from the Winter Woodlands cartridge, page 32. I cut this one out, and then you could press shift, which is the same thing. It's shadow and blackout. So I cut it out, and I actually just used the blackout feature, and I did that twice. I cut one out at 3 inches and then one out at 2 3/4, and that's where I got these 2 from. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble these and come right back. Alrighty, so here's the little owl put together, and here's the little scalloped little flower here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get some of these 3D dots, add this to the back of it. This little owl, probably take 2 of them. And instead of using the little dots that came with this owl, I did add some rhinestone just so it made it stand out a little bit more onto there. So there's my little owl, which I think is so cute. And now what I'm going to do is start working on the layout of this card. This is a really interesting layout. I like it. It's really different than anything I've ever done. So what I've done here is gone ahead and stamped the What a Hoot from the Tweety Who puns from my pink stamper. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some ATG to the back of this. And let's see, it kind of lays out like that, or not kind of, it's going to lay out like that. And then I'm going to take this one, which doesn't have a stamp or anything on it, but it is the same layered look here with the same colors. I'm going to do that toward this side. Add a little bit of space because I like the border around it. I think that looks really neat. And then I've taken some rhinestones on orange paper that's the same width as this. I didn't do any measurements of this, sorry guys. I normally don't in my videos because I just kind of eyeball things, and if it looks good, then I just kind of stick with it. So hopefully you guys can just kind of get the gist of what it's supposed to look like, because there were no measurements for this challenge. It was just add the layering and make it look like that. So that's what I'm doing. So here's this one on this side. It was the same thing, which I think is so cute. And I think I'm going to have to move this around a little bit because this one looks a little bit lower and that looks a little bit higher. So I'm going to have to fix that and come right back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and fixed that. And the next thing that you do is just add a strip of paper from one side to the other. Just kind of eyeball it where you want it. So I think that looks good. And then the last thing that we do here is adhere this little owl. So I'm just going to ATG the back of this. There we go. Oops, little leg popped up there. Okay. We'll add that right to the center here. And that is our finished card. Isn't that super cute? I think that turned out so neat. I really like the layout of this, and I love the colors. So there you go. You guys can give this a try too. This is on Emma's website, and that's Creative Time for Me, and it's also Momo, madebymomo.blogspot.com. So you guys can give it a try and see what you think. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.